The alarm screamed through the small bridge of the salvage ship. Captain Han Ji-woo rubbed his tired eyes and checked the scanner. Something big floated dead in space just 3 kilometers away. It was a ship, but not human. The metal hull had strange curves and patterns he had never seen before. Ji-woo lived alone on his ship, the Mugunghwa. He had been a military captain once, 5 years ago. Now he just collected broken things in space and sold them. It was quiet work, safe work. No one died on salvage runs. He put on his spacesuit and grabbed his tools. The airlock hissed open, and he floated toward the dead ship. Ice crystals covered its surface. The ship was cold and dark inside. His helmet light cut through the darkness as he pulled himself through a torn opening in the hull. The inside was a mess. Walls had collapsed. Wires hung from the ceiling. Scorch marks covered everything. This ship had been in a fight. A bad one, then he heard it. A small sound. Like crying, Ji-woo stopped moving. He listened carefully. There it was again. He followed the sound through twisted corridors. His light found a small door half crushed. Behind it, something moved. A child sat in the corner. At least Ji-woo thought it was a child. The small being had blue skin that glowed softly in the dark. Large eyes stared at him, filled with tears. The child was shaking. Ji-woo spoke slowly. "Hey, I am not going to hurt you." The child did not understand his words but understood his gentle voice. The small alien rushed forward and grabbed Ji-woo's leg, holding tight. Small hands gripped his suit. Okay, Ji-woo said softly. "Let me help you." He activated his suit's translator. The device worked slowly, learning the alien language from the child's frightened sounds. Finally, words came through clearly. "Mama," the child said. "Mama is hurt. Please help Mama." The child pulled at Ji-woo's hand. They moved deeper into the broken ship. The air was getting colder. Life support was failing. They did not have much time. They reached a collapsed section. Heavy metal beams had fallen, creating a small cave. Ji-woo's light found someone inside. An adult alien lay trapped under the debris. She was breathing, but barely. Her blue skin was darker than the child's and blood covered her uniform. "Mama!" the child cried. Ji-woo checked his scanner. The woman was alive but losing heat fast. He had to work quickly. He used his cutting tools to slice through the metal beams. The child stayed close, never letting go of his suit. It took 20 minutes to free the woman. She was heavy, but Ji-woo was strong. He had trained for years in the military. He carried her through the dark ship while the child followed close behind. His ship's airlock had never looked so good. Ji-woo pulled them both inside and sealed the door. Warm air filled the chamber. He removed his helmet and helped the child out of the cold suit he had given her. The woman needed medical help immediately. Ji-woo carried her to his medical bay. The AudioBook was old but reliable. He placed her inside the scanning chamber. The machine hummed to life, reading her body. "Unknown species," the computer said, scanning for compatible treatments. The child climbed onto a chair and watched the screen. Tears still ran down her glowing cheeks. Ji-woo knelt beside her. "What is your name?" he asked gently. "Lith," the child said. Her voice was small and scared. "I am Ji-woo. Your mama is going to be okay. My machine is helping her." Lith looked at him with big eyes. "You saved me." "You saved Mama." "Yes, you are safe now." The AudioBook worked through the night. Ji-woo gave Lith food and water. She ate carefully, watching him the whole time. The translator was learning faster now. They could speak more easily. "Bad people came," Lith explained. "They hurt our ship. They wanted to take Mama." She made me hide in the small room. Then everything went dark. "Who were they?" Ji-woo asked. "Pirates. Mama said they steal things." "Hurt people?" Ji-woo nodded. He knew about pirates. The outer rim of space had many dangerous people. That was why he usually worked alone. 3 days passed. The AudioBook kept the woman stable. Her name was Irisa, Lith told him. She was a commander in the Velnar military. That was their species name. Velnar, Lith stayed with Ji-woo constantly. She followed him everywhere. When he worked on the ship's engine, she sat beside him. When he ate, she ate with him. When he slept, she curled up in a chair next to his bed. "Why do you stay so close?" Ji-woo asked her on the second day. Lith looked at him seriously. "You saved my life. That means something important to my people. You are bonded to me now." "Bonded?" "Yes, it is our way. When someone saves a child's life, they become family." Special family. Ji-woo did not understand completely, but he did not mind. The child was good company. Better than being alone. On the third day, Erisa woke up. Her eyes opened slowly. The AudioBook beeped as her vital signs changed. Jiwoo rushed to the medical bay. Lith was already there, pressed against the glass. "Mama!" Lith cried. Erisa's eyes found her daughter. Relief washed over her face. Then she saw Jiwoo. She studied him carefully. The AudioBook opened and she sat up slowly. She was tall, even sitting, strong. "You are human," she said. The translator worked for her, too. "Yes, Captain Han Jiwoo, this is my ship. You rescued us. I found your ship, found Lith, then found you." Erisa looked at her daughter. Lith was smiling, holding Jiwoo's hand. Erisa's eyes widened slightly. She understood something that Jiwoo did not yet understand. "How long was I unconscious?" Erisa asked. 3 days. "And Lith has been with you this whole time?" "Yes, she would not leave me." Erisa closed her eyes briefly. When she opened them again, there was something new in her expression. Respect. And maybe worry. "Human Jiwoo," she said formally. "You have done something very significant for my people. Lith has formed a life debt bond with you." "This is serious." "This is permanent." "What does that mean?" Before Erisa could answer, Lith spoke happily. "It means you are family now. You saved me, so you belong with us." Jiwoo smiled at the child. "That is nice," but Erisa's expression was complicated. "Among my people, such a bond traditionally leads to family integration. Complete integration." "I do not understand." Lith bounced excitedly. "It means you should marry Mama. Then we can all be together forever." Jiwoo's smile froze. He looked at Erisa. She looked embarrassed, but also resigned. "Among Velnar," Erisa explained quietly, "such bonds are sacred. The one who saves becomes part of the family unit, usually through bonding with the parent. It is our way for thousands of years." Jiwoo felt his heart race. "But I am human." "We do not have such customs. I just wanted to help." "I know," Erisa said. "I am not asking anything of you." But Lith will not understand that. To her, you are already family. She will expect this. Lith looked between them, confused by the tension. "Mama is very kind. And strong. And smart. You will like her, Jiwoo. You have to marry her." Jiwoo ran his hand through his hair. This was not what he expected when he woke up 4 days ago. He had rescued them because it was the right thing to do. Now he was apparently supposed to marry an alien commander because of cultural traditions. Erisa stood carefully, testing her strength. "We will not impose on you longer than necessary. If you can take us to Port Nari Station, we can find transport from there." "Are you sure you should move?" Jiwoo asked, concerned. "I am well enough. Your machine did good work." But before they could discuss more, the ship's alarm sounded again. Jiwoo rushed to the bridge. His scanner showed 3 ships approaching fast. They had weapons charged. Erisa appeared behind him, moving faster than he expected. She looked at the scanner and her face went pale. "Pirates," she said. "They tracked us. They want me alive." "Why?" "Because I have information they need. Information that could destroy them." The ships were getting closer. Jiwoo's hands moved over the controls. "Hold on," he said. "We are leaving, now." The Mugunghwa's engines roared to life. Space stretched and bent around them as they jumped away, racing toward Port Nari and uncertain safety. The ship shook as they jumped through space. Jiwoo held the controls steady while Erisa strapped Lith into a safety seat. The little girl looked excited rather than scared. She trusted Jiwoo completely now. After 10 minutes, the shaking stopped. They had escaped. The scanner showed empty space around them. No pirates. Not yet. Jiwoo set the autopilot toward Port Nari. It would take 2 days to reach the station. He turned to face Erisa. She stood strong now, fully recovered. Her commander presence filled the small bridge. "We need to talk," Jiwoo said. "Yes." They moved to the common area. It was a small room with a table and some chairs. Jiwoo made tea, a habit from his military days. Erisa accepted the cup carefully. "Tell me about this bond thing," Jiwoo said. "Explain it properly," Erisa nodded. She looked at Lith, who was playing with a small toy Jiwoo had found for her. The child was happy, humming softly. "Our species evolved differently than humans," Erisa began. "We have strong biological bonds. When someone saves a Velnar child from death, something happens in the child's brain. They form a permanent attachment. It is not just emotional. It is biological. Like imprinting?" Jiwoo asked. "Similar, but deeper. Lith now sees you as family. Essential family. Her body produces bonding chemicals when you are near. She feels safe with you in a way she cannot feel with anyone else except me. Jiwoo watched Lith playing. She kept looking over at him, making sure he was still there. When their eyes met, she smiled brightly. That is why she follows me everywhere, he said quietly. Yes, and it will not fade. This is permanent. For life. Jiwoo drank his tea slowly. And the marriage thing? Irisa's skin changed color slightly. A blush, he realized. Among our people, when a child bonds with someone outside the family, that person becomes family through bonding with the parent. It stabilizes the child, creates a complete family unit. You mean the child needs both the rescuer and the parent together? Exactly. In our culture, the bonded one and the parent join together, raise the child together. It is our way of ensuring the child has stability. But you did not choose this. I did not choose this. No. But it is still real for Lith. They sat in silence for a moment. Jiwoo thought about his life. He had been alone for 5 years. After losing his crew in the military disaster, he had wanted to be alone, needed to be alone. Now this child had attached herself to him, and her mother was explaining ancient customs about marriage. What happens if we do not follow the custom? Jiwoo asked. Irisa looked sad. Lith will suffer. She will constantly want to be with you. She will feel incomplete. It causes anxiety, stress. Some children become sick from it. That is not fair to her. No. But life is often not fair. Lith came over and climbed into Jiwoo's lap. She fit perfectly there, her small body warm against him. She yawned. Are you tired? Jiwoo asked gently. Little bit. Will you stay with me while I sleep? Yes, I will stay. Irisa watched them together. Her expression was complicated. Jiwoo carried Lith to the small cabin he had prepared for them. He sat beside the bed while the little girl fell asleep holding his hand. When he returned to the common area, Irisa was still there. She looked tired now. The stress of everything was showing. I need to tell you more, she said. About why those pirates want me? Jiwoo sat down and listened. I am not just a commander. I work in military intelligence. I discovered something important, something dangerous. There is a Velnar official named Thex. He is powerful, rich. He wants to bond with me. I refused him. Because you did not love him? Because he is corrupt, evil. I discovered he is working with pirates. They attack refugee ships together. The pirates take cargo and prisoners. Thex provides them with military information. They share the profits. Jiwoo's face grew hard. He is selling out his own people. Yes, I collected evidence, recordings, documents. I planned to bring it to the Velnar High Council. But Thex discovered what I was doing. He tried to capture me. I ran with Lith. We took a small ship. The pirates found us. You know the rest. And now Thex wants you dead. Or captured. He wants to destroy the evidence I carry. It is all stored in my neural implant. If he gets me, he can extract it and delete it. Jiwoo understood now. This was bigger than just a rescue. He had gotten involved in something dangerous, political, deadly. I should not have brought this to you, Irisa said quietly. I am sorry. When we reach Port Nari, Lith and I will leave. You can go back to your peaceful life. Can you? Jiwoo asked. Can you be safe anywhere? I will find a way. I always do. But she did not sound convinced. She sounded tired, scared, like a mother trying to protect her child against impossible odds. Jiwoo thought about his old life. His crew, his friends, they had all died because pirates attacked their ship. The military had sent them into a trap. Bad intelligence. Someone had been paid off to betray them, just like what Irisa was describing. He had run away from that pain, hidden in empty space, collected broken things because he himself felt broken. But now he looked at this woman, this brave mother who had fought to protect her child and expose corruption. And he thought about little Lith, who smiled at him like he was her whole world. No, Jiwoo said. No what? No, you cannot just leave at Port Nari. Those pirates will find you. Thex will find you. You need help. I cannot ask that of you. You are not asking. I am offering. Irisa stared at him. Why, you do not know us. This is not your fight. Jiwoo was quiet for a moment. 5 years ago, pirates killed my crew. 70 good people died because someone sold information to criminals. I ran away from that. I have been running ever since. Maybe it is time to stop running. This is dangerous, I know. You could die, I know that too. They looked at each other. Understanding passed between them. They were both warriors who had lost too much. Both parents protecting a child. Both tired of running. "Thank you," Erisa said softly. Over the next 2 days, they talked more.
Erisa told him about Velnar culture.
About her late bondmate who had died defending their colony from raiders. About raising Lith alone. About trying to do the right thing in a corrupt system. Jiwoo told her about his military service. About Earth and human colonies. About the friends he had lost. About the emptiness of 5 years alone. Lith brought them together constantly. She wanted Jiwoo to teach her human games. She wanted Erisa to tell stories while Jiwoo listened. She held both their hands when they walked through the ship. "You see what she is doing?" Erisa said one night. "She's trying to make us a family." "I see it. Does it bother you?" Jiwoo watched Lith sleeping in her bed. The little girl smiled in her sleep, peaceful and safe. "No," he said honestly. "It does not bother me." Erisa studied his face. "You are a good man, Han Jiwoo. I am just trying to do what is right. That is what makes you good." They reached Port Nari on schedule. The station was huge, floating in space like a small city. Thousands of ships came and went. It was neutral territory. No government controlled it. That made it perfect for refugees. And perfect for criminals. Jiwoo guided the Mugunghwa into a docking bay. An old friend owned this dock. Kim Daeho had served with Jiwoo in the military. If anyone could help them, it was Daeho. The docking clamps locked onto the ship. Jiwoo prepared to open the airlock. Erisa stopped him. "Jiwoo, before we go out there, I need to say something." "What is it?" "Lith has been talking to me. About you, about us. She is very determined that we should bond. Marry in human terms." "I know. She tells me too. I want you to understand. I'm not asking this of you. I do not expect it. You have already done more than anyone could ask, but..." She paused, choosing her words carefully. "If we are going to travel together, fight together, protect Lith together, people will assume we are bonded. Velnar will assume it. It might be easier if we let them think it is true. You want to pretend? Only if you are comfortable. Only to make things simpler." Jiwoo thought about it. A fake marriage to help protect them. It made sense strategically. "Okay," he said. "We can pretend." For Lith, for safety, Erisa nodded, but something in her eyes looked sad. Or maybe disappointed. Jiwoo could not tell. Lith bounced between them excitedly. "Are we going to see the station? Can I see other species? Can we get food? Real food?" Jiwoo laughed. "Yes to all of those things. Come on." They opened the airlock and stepped onto Port Nari. A new chapter of their journey was beginning. But in the shadows of the station, Thex's agents were already searching. And they were getting close. Port Nari was loud and crowded. Thousands of beings from hundreds of species walked through the wide corridors. Lith held Jiwoo's hand tightly, her eyes wide with wonder. She had never seen so many different types of people before. "Stay close," Erisa said quietly. Her commander instincts were active. She watched everyone carefully. They walked through the market district. Vendors sold food, technology, clothing, and weapons. Strange smells filled the air, some pleasant, some not. Lith pointed at everything, asking questions constantly. "What is that creature? Why does that person have 4 arms? Can I try that food?" Jiwoo answered patiently. He had been to Port Nari many times before. He knew which vendors were honest and which were thieves. He bought Lith a sweet fruit that turned her tongue blue. She laughed at herself in a mirror. They reached Daeho's repair dock in the lower levels. The sign outside said, "Honest repairs, honest prices." Daeho had always been straightforward. That was why Jiwoo trusted him. The dock was busy. 3 ships were being repaired. Workers moved around with tools and parts. In the office, Kim Daeho sat behind a desk covered in papers. He was older than Jiwoo by 10 years. His hair was gray now, but his eyes were still sharp. "Jiwoo." Daeho stood up quickly. "I thought you were dead. No one has heard from you in months." "I was working the Deep Rim, far from everything." Daeho's eyes moved to Erisa and Lith. He raised his eyebrows. "And you found a family out there?" "It is complicated. It always is with you." Daeho smiled and bowed slightly to Erisa. "Welcome to my humble dock." Erisa bowed back. "Thank you for your hospitality." Lith tugged on Daeho's shirt. "Are you Jiwoo's friend?" "I am. We served in the military together many years ago." "Good. Then you can help us. We are going to be a family. Jiwoo is going to marry my mama." Daeho's eyes widened. He looked at Jiwoo, then at Erisa, then back at Jiwoo. A slow smile spread across his face. Is that so? Congratulations. It is not what you think, Jiwoo said quickly. It never is. They moved to a private room in the back of the office. Daeho brought tea and snacks. Lith ate cookies while the adults talked. Jiwoo explained everything. The rescue, the bond, the pirates, Thex, the evidence. Daeho's smile faded as he listened. When Jiwoo finished, the old mechanic was quiet for a long moment. You picked up a big problem this time, friend, Daeho said finally. I know. Thex has people everywhere. Even here on Port Nari. If he knows you are here, you are in danger. We need repairs. The ship took damage during the escape, and we need supplies. I can do the repairs quietly, no questions asked. But supplies mean going to the market. That means being seen. We will be careful. Daeho looked at Erisa. Commander, I know some Velnar refugees here on the station. Good people. They fled the same corruption you are fighting. Maybe they can help. I would like to meet them, Erisa said. Over the next few hours, Daeho's workers began repairing the Mugunghwa. Jiwoo, Erisa, and Lith went back to the market district. This time, Daeho came with them. He led them to a small restaurant in a quiet corner of the station. Inside, a group of Velnar sat together. They looked up when Erisa entered. Recognition passed between them. One older Velnar woman stood quickly. Commander Erisa? We heard you were dead. Not yet, Bora, but they are trying. The Velnar surrounded them. They hugged Erisa. They touched Lith's head gently, blessing her in their language. They looked at Jiwoo with curiosity and respect. Who is the human? Bora asked. This is Han Jiwoo. He rescued us. Lith bonded with him, the Velnar gasped. They understood what that meant. They looked at Jiwoo differently now. With deeper respect, and with knowing smiles. A life debt bond, Bora said. How wonderful. When is the bonding ceremony? Erisa's skin changed color. That blush again. We are still discussing that. Discussing? But the child has bonded. You must formalize it quickly for her health. Lith climbed onto Jiwoo's lap. Jiwoo is going to marry Mama. They just need time to understand each other first. That is what Mama told me. The Velnar laughed. They patted Jiwoo on the shoulder. They congratulated Erisa. It was clear they thought this was wonderful news. Jiwoo felt overwhelmed. In Velnar culture, this was apparently a big celebration. He had accidentally become engaged to an alien commander by rescuing a child. His life had gotten very strange very quickly, but Lith was happy. She chattered with the other Velnar, telling them about the Mugunghwa, about Jiwoo teaching her human games, about how kind her new papa was. Jiwoo caught Erisa's eye. She looked embarrassed but also amused. She mouthed the word sorry to him. He shrugged. What could they do? The situation was what it was. Bora sat down with them. Her expression grew serious. Commander, we need to warn you. Thex's agents are here on the station. They arrived 3 days ago. They are searching for you. How many? Erisa asked. At least 6 that we have seen. Maybe more. They are asking questions, offering rewards for information. Have they found anything? Not yet. We have been careful. We do not talk to strangers. But it is only a matter of time. Jiwoo leaned forward. What do they look like? These agents? Bora described them. 3 Velnar males. 2 humans. 1 Grax mercenary. They wore civilian clothes but moved like soldiers. They watched the docking bays carefully. We need to leave soon, Jiwoo said. As soon as the ship is repaired. Where will you go? Bora asked. I know a place, Daeho said. Haven's Edge. It is a hidden colony. Refugees live there. My friend Park Mireille runs it. She helps people who have nowhere else to go. Can you trust her? Erisa asked. With my life. She saved many of us after the war. She is a good person. Then that is where we will go. They finished their meal. The Velnar gave them supplies, food, medicine, spare parts. They refused payment. You are family now, Bora said. We help family. As they left the restaurant, Lith was tired. Jiwoo carried her on his shoulders. She yawned and leaned her head against his. Jiwoo? She said sleepily. Yes? Thank you for not leaving us. Some humans might have left us at Port Nari and flown away. I would never do that, I know. That is why Mama likes you. She told me. She said you are brave and kind. She said those are the most important things. Jiwoo glanced at Erisa. She was walking beside them, pretending she had not heard, but her skin had changed color again. That blush, they returned to the dock. The Mugunghwa looked good. Daeho's team had done excellent work. The damage was repaired. The engines were tuned. The ship was ready. "Thank you, old friend," Jiwoo said. "Thank me by staying alive," Daeho replied, "and maybe invite me to the wedding." "There is no wedding." "Not yet. But I know you, Jiwoo. You care about them already. I can see it in your eyes. You will not walk away from them." Daeho was right. Jiwoo knew it. Somewhere in the last week, this alien woman and child had become important to him. The loneliness of 5 years was fading. He had not realized how much he had missed having people to care about. That night, they prepared to leave early in the morning. Arisa put Lith to bed, then joined Jiwoo on the bridge. They sat in comfortable silence, checking systems. "The Velnar at the restaurant," Jiwoo said finally. "They really think we are getting married." "Yes, I'm sorry about that. I tried to explain, but they do not understand. To them, a life debt bond means bonding. There is no other option. And Lith believes it too. She is a child. She sees things simply. You saved her. Therefore you love her. Therefore you should love me too. Therefore we should be a family. Simple logic. Except it is not simple." No. They were quiet again. The station hummed around them. Thousands of lives happening all at once. Each person with their own story. Their own struggles, Arisa, Jiwoo said carefully. "Can I ask you something?" "Of course. Your bondmate. The one who died. Do you still love him?" She was quiet for a long time. "I will always love him. He gave me Lith. He died protecting our home. That kind of love does not disappear." "I understand. I had someone too. Before the disaster, she was part of my crew. We were planning to marry after our tour ended. She died in the attack. I am sorry." "Me too." They understood each other better now, both carrying old pain, both trying to protect new hope. "I am not asking you to replace him," Jiwoo said, "or to forget him. I just want you to know that I take this seriously, protecting you and Lith. I am not just pretending because it is convenient. I care, really care." Arisa turned to look at him. Her eyes were bright in the dim light. "I know you do. I can see it. Lith sees it too. That is why she is so insistent. She knows you are good for us, even though I am human, even though we are so different. Maybe because you are different. You see things we do not see. You solve problems we cannot solve. You are creative, resourceful, stubborn." "Stubborn?" "Very stubborn. You should have left us at Port Nari. Any sensible person would have. But you did not. You are risking your life for people you barely know." "That is what humans do," Jiwoo said. "We are stubborn about protecting people we care about." Arisa smiled. It was the first real smile he had seen from her. It changed her whole face, made her look younger, happier. "Then I am glad you are human, Han Jiwoo." The next morning, they prepared to undock. Daeho came to say goodbye. He hugged Jiwoo tightly. "Be safe, brother. I will try." "And Jiwoo, about what we discussed, about caring for them. Do not wait too long to tell her. Life is short." "We learned that in the war," Jiwoo nodded. He knew what Daeho meant. They undocked from Port Nari and headed toward Haven's Edge. Behind them, Thex's agents finally got a lead. A dock worker had seen a human man with a Velnar woman, and the alarm woke Jiwoo from deep sleep. Red lights flashed across his cabin. His military training kicked in immediately. He was on the bridge in 30 seconds. "What is happening?" Arisa appeared right behind him, already dressed and alert. 3 ships, coming fast. They just dropped out of hyperspace behind us." Jiwoo's fingers flew over the controls. The scanner showed 3 aggressive vessels. Military grade. Heavily armed. "How did they find us so quickly?" Arisa asked. "Someone at Port Nari must have talked." Lith stumbled onto the bridge, rubbing her eyes. "What is that noise?" "Go strap into your safety seat, sweetie," Arisa said firmly. "Right now!" The little girl heard the seriousness in her mother's voice. She ran to her seat without arguing. The communication system crackled. A voice came through, speaking Velnar. Arisa's face went hard as she listened. "What are they saying?" Jiwoo asked. "They want us to stop engines. Prepare to be boarded. They promise not to hurt Lith if I surrender quietly." "Do you believe them?" "No, Thex wants me dead or captured. And he does not leave witnesses." Jiwoo looked at his scanner. The enemy ships were faster, newer, better armed. The Mugunghwa was a salvage ship, not a warship. In a straight fight, they would lose quickly. I am not good at straight fights anyway, Jiwoo muttered. What? Hold on, I have an idea. He changed course suddenly. Instead of running away from the enemy, he turned toward a nearby asteroid field. Irisa saw what he was doing and her eyes widened. That is dangerous, she said. Less dangerous than them. The Mugunghwa dove into the asteroid field. Giant rocks floated everywhere. Some were as small as cars. Some were as big as cities. Navigating through them required skill and quick reflexes. Jiwoo had both. He weaved between asteroids. He dove under a massive rock, then climbed over another. The enemy ships followed, but they were too big, too slow. One ship scraped against an asteroid and sparks flew from its hull. They are firing weapons. Irisa warned. Energy blasts lit up space. Most missed, hitting asteroids instead. Explosions bloomed in the vacuum. Rocky debris scattered everywhere. I need you to do something, Jiwoo said. Can you access the ship's weapon controls? You have weapons? One small cannon. Bottom of the ship. Not powerful, but it might help. Irisa slid into the co-pilot seat. Her fingers moved over the controls. I have it. Good. See that large asteroid ahead? The one that looks like it has a crack down the middle? Yes. When I say so, shoot it. Right at the crack. Put everything into that one shot. Irisa did not question him. She targeted the asteroid and charged the weapon. Jiwoo flew straight toward the cracked asteroid. The enemy ships followed, getting closer. They were almost in perfect position. Now, Jiwoo shouted. Irisa fired. The energy blast hit the crack perfectly. The asteroid split apart. Two massive pieces of rock separated, creating a temporary gap. Jiwoo flew through that gap. The enemy ships tried to follow, but they were too close together. Too fast, the first ship made it through. The second ship had to swerve to avoid hitting the rocks. The third ship was not quick enough. It smashed into one of the massive pieces. The explosion was enormous. Metal and rock scattered in all directions. Two left, Jiwoo said, but the remaining ships were angry now. They fired constantly. The Mugunghwa shook as blasts hit the rear shields. Warning lights appeared on the console. Shields at 40%, Irisa reported. Jiwoo saw a large hollow asteroid ahead. It had tunnels going through it. Old mining passages. I am going in there. Are you crazy? We could get stuck. Trust me. He flew into the asteroid. The tunnel was narrow, dark. The ship's lights cut through the blackness. Jiwoo had to slow down to avoid hitting the walls. Behind them, the two enemy ships followed. They were more careful now, more cautious. Good, Jiwoo thought. Cautious is slow. The tunnel split into 3 paths. Jiwoo took the left one. Then it split again. He took the right. He turned the ship's lights off. In complete darkness, Jiwoo navigated by instruments alone. He had done this before in the military. Asteroid rescue missions. He knew how to fly blind. The enemy ships lost them. Jiwoo heard their confused communications. They were arguing about which tunnel to take. He brought the ship to a complete stop. They floated in darkness, barely breathing, waiting. One enemy ship chose their tunnel. Its lights shone in the distance. Getting closer, what do we do? Irisa whispered. We wait. Until the perfect moment. The enemy ship moved slowly through the tunnel. Its lights swept back and forth, searching. When it passed their position, Jiwoo acted. He turned on the engines at full power. The Mugunghwa shot forward. Not away from the enemy. Toward them. Jiwoo flew past the enemy ship so close their hulls almost touched. Then he was behind them. Irisa fired the cannon. She aimed for the engine. Her shot was perfect. The enemy ship's engine exploded. The ship went dead, floating helplessly in the tunnel. One left, Jiwoo said. But the last enemy ship was smart. It waited at the exit of the asteroid. When the Mugunghwa emerged, it was ready. Energy blasts hammered their shields immediately. Shields at 10%. Irisa shouted over the alarms. Jiwoo tried to dodge, but there was nowhere to go. They were in open space now. No asteroids to hide behind. The enemy ship was faster. Better armed, they were going to lose. Then Lyth's voice came from behind them. Jiwoo, look. She was pointing at the scanner. New ships were appearing. 5 of them. They dropped out of hyperspace between the Mugunghwa and the enemy. Who are they? Jiwoo asked. Irisa checked the communication channels. Her face showed relief. They are Velnar Patrol. Official military. Not Thex's people. The patrol ship surrounded the enemy vessel. Commands were broadcast. The enemy ship stopped firing. It had no choice. 5 against 1. One of the patrol ships opened a channel to the Mugungwa. Velnar vessel, identify yourself. Irisa took a deep breath. This is Commander Irisa, Military Intelligence. Serial number V7749. I am carrying critical evidence of corruption in the military command. I request immediate protection and transport to the High Council. There was a long pause. Then, Commander Irisa, you are alive? We were told you died in a pirate attack. That is what they wanted everyone to think. I need to speak to the High Council immediately. Lives depend on it, understood. We are escorting you to the nearest command station. Stand by. The tension on the bridge finally broke. Irisa sat back in her chair. Her hands were shaking slightly. Jiwoo reached over and held one of her hands. She squeezed back, grateful. Lith unbuckled from her seat and ran to them. She threw her arms around both of them. We are safe. We are okay. Thanks to Jiwoo, Irisa said. His flying saved us. Human pilots are hard to predict, Jiwoo said with a small smile. We do not follow the rules. I noticed. The patrol ships formed a protective formation around them. They flew together toward the command station. It would take 6 hours to arrive. Jiwoo set the autopilot and finally relaxed. His whole body ached from the stress. His hands hurt from gripping the controls so tightly, but they were alive. Safe. That was what mattered. Irisa put Lith to bed, then returned to the bridge. She brought 2 cups of tea. They sat together in the quiet. You are an amazing pilot, Irisa said. I had good training and strong motivation to keep us alive. That last part is important. Motivation. They drank their tea in comfortable silence. The stars moved slowly past the window. The patrol ships stayed close, protective. When we reach the command station, Irisa said carefully, I will have to present my evidence. There will be investigations, trials, it will take time. I understand. And there will be questions about us, about the bond, about Lith. What kind of questions? They will want to know if the bond is legitimate. If you are really committed to being part of our family unit, Velnar law is very specific about life debt bonds. They take it seriously. I am committed, Jiwoo said. I proved that today. I could have run away. I could have let the patrol take you and flown away. But I did not, I know. But they will want official confirmation. A formal bonding ceremony. To protect Lith's legal rights, Jiwoo was quiet. He understood what she was saying. The pretend marriage might have to become a real one. At least legally. For Lith's protection, would that be so terrible? Irisa asked softly. Being bonded to me officially? Jiwoo looked at her. Really looked at her. She was strong, brave, kind, beautiful in her alien way, and she was a good mother. Lith was lucky to have her. No, he said honestly. It would not be terrible. Actually, I think it might be good. Irisa's skin changed color. That blush he was starting to recognize. Really? Really. We work well together. We trust each other. We both love Lith. Those are good foundations. Even though we have only known each other for a week. My grandparents met and married in 3 days. They were together for 50 years. Sometimes you just know. And do you? No? Jiwoo thought about the past week. The rescue. The conversations. The way Lith laughed when he played with her. The way Irisa's eyes softened when she looked at her daughter. The way they had fought together today, perfectly synchronized. I think I might be starting to know, he said carefully. Irisa smiled. That beautiful smile that changed her whole face. Good, because I think I might be starting to know too. They sat closer together, not quite touching, but close. Get 3 days passed on the command station. Irisa spent hours with investigators. She showed them her evidence. Neural recordings, encrypted files, communication logs, everything that proved Thex's corruption. The investigators were thorough. They verified every piece of data. They questioned Irisa repeatedly. Jiwoo could see the stress wearing on her. But she never broke. She stayed strong. Lith stayed with Jiwoo during these sessions. He kept her entertained. They played games. He taught her to draw pictures. She taught him Velnar songs. The guards outside their door smiled when they heard Lith's laughter. On the 3rd night, Irisa returned looking exhausted but relieved. They believe me, she said. The evidence is solid. They are preparing charges against Thex. That is good news, Jiwoo said. Yes, but there is a problem. Thex is very powerful. He has supporters in high places. This will not be a simple arrest. It will be a political battle. How long will it take? Weeks, maybe months. And during that time, we are not safe. Even here, Lith looked up from her drawing.
Why not, Mama?
Because bad people might try to hurt us before the trial, to stop the truth from coming out. Jiwoo had been thinking about this. What about Haven's Edge? The place Daeho mentioned. Could we go there while the investigation continues? Erisa considered it. I would need permission. I am supposed to stay available for questions, but you have given them everything. The evidence speaks for itself now. You are not the investigation anymore. You are a witness who needs protection. The next morning, Erisa proposed this to the lead investigator. He was reluctant at first, but when she explained the danger to Lith, he softened. Haven's Edge is off the official records, he said. That makes it hard to protect you there. That also makes it hard for Thex to find us there, Erisa countered. True. Very well. You have permission to relocate for the duration of the investigation, but you must check in weekly. And if we need you for testimony, you must return immediately. Agreed. They prepared to leave quickly. The Mugunghwa was repaired and restocked. The station provided them with additional supplies, weapons, medical equipment, spare parts. A young Velnar officer approached them before they departed. His name was Taman. He looked nervous but determined. Commander Erisa, he said formally, I wanted to thank you. For what? My sister served under Thex. She refused his orders to attack a refugee ship. He had her arrested, charged with insubordination. She is still in prison. Your evidence will free her. Erisa's expression softened. What is her name? Lieutenant Hana. I will make sure she is released as soon as possible, and I will testify on her behalf. Taman's eyes filled with tears. He bowed deeply. Thank you, Commander. You are a hero. After he left, Lith tugged on Erisa's hand. Mama, you are a hero. I just did what was right. That is what heroes do. They launched from the command station and headed toward Haven's Edge. The coordinates Daeho had given them led to an isolated asteroid cluster. From the outside, it looked empty. Dead space. But as they approached, hidden sensors activated. A communication channel opened. Unknown vessel, identify yourself, a voice said. Female. Calm but firm. This is Captain Han Jiwoo of the Mugunghwa. Kim Daeho sent us. We are looking for Park Mirai. There was a pause. Daeho sent you? How is that old troublemaker? Still making trouble, the voice laughed. That sounds like him, very well. Follow the guidance beacon. Welcome to Haven's Edge. A navigation path appeared on Jiwoo's screen. He followed it carefully. The asteroids opened up, revealing a hidden colony built inside a massive hollow rock. It was beautiful. Buildings clung to the inner surface. Gardens grew under artificial lights. Ships docked at various ports. Hundreds of people lived here, maybe thousands. All refugees, all hiding from various dangers. They docked at an assigned port. A woman waited for them on the platform. She was human, in her 50s, with gray hair and kind eyes. She wore simple clothes, but carried herself with authority. I am Park Mirai, she said, bowing slightly. Welcome to Haven's Edge, Jiwoo bowed back. Thank you for accepting us. Mirai's eyes moved to Erisa and Lith. She smiled warmly. A Velnar family. We have several Velnar refugees here. They will be happy to see you. We are grateful for sanctuary, Erisa said. Come, let me show you your quarters. She led them through the colony. It was more advanced than Jiwoo expected. The buildings were well maintained. The gardens were healthy. Children played in open spaces. People smiled and greeted each other. How did you build all this? Jiwoo asked, slowly, carefully. I was a Terran diplomat before the war. I saw too many refugees with nowhere to go. Too many good people destroyed by politics and greed. So I created this place, a home for the lost. How do you stay hidden? Multiple ways. False coordinates, sensor dampening, and friends in the right places who make sure no official records mention us. She showed them to a small apartment, 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, a living space, simple but comfortable. Will this work? Mirai asked. It is perfect, Erisa said. Lith immediately ran to explore the rooms. She called out excitedly when she found her own bedroom. Jiwoo and Erisa smiled at her enthusiasm. Mirai watched them with interest. Daeho told me your story. A life-debt bond. That is rare, beautiful. We are still figuring out what it means, Jiwoo said honestly. Love often requires figuring out. There is no instruction manual. That evening, Mirai invited them to a community dinner. The colony had a large common area where everyone ate together. It reminded Jiwoo of military mess halls but warmer, more like family. They sat with other Velnar refugees. Bora was there too. She had left Port Nari and come to Haven's Edge for safety. She hugged Arisa and Lith like old friends. You made it, Bora said happily. We were worried. We had some close calls, Arisa said. But Jiwoo got us through. The other refugees wanted to hear the story. Jiwoo felt embarrassed as Arisa told them about the asteroid chase, about his creative flying, about how he had risked his life repeatedly to protect them. That is very human, one old Velnar man said with respect. Humans are stubborn about protecting their own. It is admirable. After dinner, Lith played with other children while the adults talked. A young Velnar woman approached Arisa carefully. Commander, she said, I heard about your investigation. About Thex, thank you. My family was killed by pirates working for him. I have waited years for justice. I am sorry for your loss, Arisa said gently. We all have losses here, the woman said. That is why we are here. But you give us hope. You prove that the corrupt can be stopped. More people approached with similar stories, each one touched by Thex's crimes, each one waiting for justice. Jiwoo saw the weight of it settle on Arisa's shoulders. She was not just fighting for herself and Lith. She was fighting for all these people. Later they returned to their apartment. Lith was tired from playing. Jiwoo carried her to her bed. She fell asleep before he even finished tucking her in. Arisa stood in the doorway watching. When Jiwoo turned around, he saw tears in her eyes. What is wrong? He asked quietly. Nothing is wrong. Everything is right. She paused, searching for words. I did not expect this. Any of this. A week ago, I thought Lith and I would die in that dead ship. Now we are safe. We have a home. We have you. Jiwoo moved closer. I did not expect this either. But I am glad it happened. Even though it complicated your life, my life needed complicating. I was alone for too long, hiding from pain. You and Lith reminded me what matters. Family, purpose, fighting for something bigger than myself. Arisa reached out and took his hand. Her skin was warm, her touch gentle. Jiwoo, I need to tell you something. Something important. What is it? I thought the life-debt bond was just a biological response. Just Lith's instincts. But I was wrong. I feel it too. Not the same way Lith feels it. But something real, something growing. I feel it too, Jiwoo admitted. I tried to tell myself it was just duty. Just protecting someone who needed help. But it is more than that now. What do we do about it? I think we stop pretending. Stop calling it fake. Stop acting like this is temporary. Arisa looked at him with those bright eyes. You mean make it real? The bonding? Yes, not because of custom. Not because Lith needs it. But because we want it, are you sure? We are very different. Different species. Different cultures. That is what makes it interesting. We balance each other. Your strength complements my creativity. Your tactical mind works with my adaptability. We are better together. Arisa smiled. That beautiful smile. I think so too. They stood close together. Not quite ready for more, but comfortable, content, learning each other slowly. Over the next few weeks, they settled into Haven's Edge. Jiwoo found work helping maintain ships. His skills were valuable. He enjoyed teaching other refugees about human engineering techniques. Arisa worked with the colony security. Her military experience helped them improve their defenses. She trained volunteers, created emergency protocols, made Haven's Edge safer. Lith went to the colony school. She made friends easily. Human children, Velnar children, other species too. She was happy, thriving. Every week, Arisa checked in with the investigators. The case against Thex was building. More witnesses came forward. More evidence appeared. It was slow, but progress. Jiwoo and Arisa grew closer. They ate meals together, worked together, talked late into the night about their pasts. Their Hotmire called an emergency meeting. Every adult in Haven's Edge gathered in the main hall. Over 300 people, humans, Velnar, Grax, Corian, dozens of species. All refugees. All scared but determined. Thex's mercenaries are coming, Mireille announced. We have maybe 5 days. We can evacuate, scatter to the stars again. Or we can stay and fight for our home, the crowd murmured. Some looked frightened. Others looked angry. An old human man stood up. I ran from my home once. Lost everything. I will not run again. A Velnar woman raised her hand. My children are happy here, safe here. We should fight. More voices joined in. One by one, each person choosing to stand. To defend Haven's Edge, Jiwoo stood. I am a former military captain. I know tactics. I know combat. I will help organize our defense. Irisa stood beside him. I am Velnar military intelligence. I know how mercenaries think, how they fight. Together we can prepare, Mirai smiled. Then it is decided. We stand together. The next 5 days were intense. Jiwoo and Irisa worked constantly. They organized the colony's defenders into groups. Some had military experience. Most did not, but everyone was willing to learn. Jiwoo taught them human tactics, guerrilla warfare, using the environment, setting traps, thinking creatively. Humans had always been good at fighting against superior forces. It was about intelligence, not just strength. Irisa taught them Velnar coordination. Her people could share thoughts telepathically when trained properly. She showed the Velnar refugees how to link their minds in battle, how to move as one unit. They had limited weapons, some rifles, some old pistols. Mostly they had tools, mining equipment, construction gear. Jiwoo showed them how to turn these into defenses. They rigged doors with alarms, set up barricades in corridors, placed explosives in strategic locations, prepared fallback positions, created escape routes for non-combatants. The children were evacuated to the deepest mining tunnels. Lith did not want to go. She wanted to stay with Jiwoo and Irisa, but they were firm. You have to be safe, Jiwoo told her gently. We need to know you are protected so we can fight without worry. But what if you get hurt? We will not. We are strong, and we fight for you. That makes us even stronger. Lith hugged them both tightly. Promise you will come back. We promise, Irisa said, though her voice shook slightly. Bora volunteered to watch the children in the tunnels. She was too old to fight, she said, but she could keep the little ones calm and safe. On the 5th day, the sensors detected incoming ships. 12 of them, large, heavily armed, carrying at least 200 mercenaries. The colony went silent. Everyone moved to their positions. Defenders gripped their weapons. Non-combatants sealed themselves in safe rooms. Jiwoo stood in the command center with Irisa and Mirai. They watched the sensors as the enemy ships approached. They are not hiding, Irisa observed. They are confident. Overconfident, Jiwoo said. They think we are just helpless refugees. Let them think that, Mirai said. Surprise is our advantage. The mercenary ships docked at multiple ports. Soldiers poured out. They were professional, well-equipped, dangerous, but they expected no resistance. They walked through the outer corridors casually, almost lazily. Then they hit the first trap. Jiwoo had rigged a section of corridor with explosives. When 50 mercenaries entered that area, he triggered the blast remotely. The explosion was controlled, precise. It collapsed the corridor, trapping the mercenaries between walls of debris. First group neutralized, Jiwoo reported. The remaining mercenaries realized this would not be easy. They became cautious, careful. They advanced slowly through the colony, but Irisa's Velnar defenders were waiting. They used their telepathic link to coordinate perfectly. They struck from hiding, then disappeared. The mercenaries could not predict their movements, could not counter their tactics. A group of mercenaries entered the garden level. They found civilians there, unarmed people tending plants, easy targets. But when they aimed their weapons, the floor opened beneath them. Jiwoo had removed support panels. The mercenaries fell into a lower level, landing hard. Colony defenders were waiting there with nets and restraints. Second group captured, Irisa reported. The battle spread through the colony. It was not clean. It was not easy. Defenders were injured. Some were killed. Jiwoo felt each loss like a knife in his heart. But the colonists fought with something the mercenaries did not have: purpose. They fought for their homes, their families, their future. The mercenaries fought for money. In the command center, Irisa received a communication. It was Thex. His face appeared on screen. He was older than she expected. His skin was dark purple. His eyes were cold. Commander Irisa, he said smoothly, this is pointless. You cannot win. Surrender now and I will spare the colony. You are lying, Irisa said. You will kill them all to hide your crimes. Perhaps. But you could save your daughter. Give me the evidence. Come with me quietly. I will let Leith live. No. Think carefully. Your child's life is worth more than justice. Irisa's hands clenched into fists. Justice is not separate from my child's life. If I surrender, Leith grows up in a galaxy ruled by corrupt people like you. That is not a life worth living. Thex's expression hardened. Then you all die. The communication ended. Moments later, the mercenaries intensified their attack. They stopped being careful. They used heavy weapons. They damaged the colony's structure. Alarms sounded. A hull breach in the residential sector. Air was escaping. People were trapped. Jiwoo ran toward the breach. He grabbed an emergency repair kit on the way. Other defenders followed him. They reached the damaged area and found 20 people struggling to reach safety. The wind of escaping air pulled at them. Jiwoo anchored himself to a support beam. He threw a safety line to the nearest person. One by one, he pulled them to safety. His arms screamed with effort. His lungs burned from thin air. The last person was a small child. A human girl, maybe 6 years old. She was terrified, clinging to a railing. The metal was bending, about to break. Jiwoo launched himself toward her. He grabbed her just as the railing snapped. They tumbled through the air. He twisted his body, taking the impact when they hit the wall. Pain exploded through his shoulder, but the girl was safe. Other hands pulled them both to a sealed corridor. Engineers worked frantically to patch the breach. Irisa found Jiwoo sitting against a wall, holding his injured shoulder. Are you hurt badly? I will live.
How is the battle going?
We are holding, but barely. They keep coming. We are running out of ammunition. Out of tricks, Jiwoo tried to stand. His shoulder protested, but he forced himself up. Then we adapt. We use what they do not expect. Like what? Like the truth. Like hope. He made his way to the communication center. His fingers flew over the controls. He opened a broadcast channel. Not just to the colony, to everyone. Every nearby system. Every ship within range. And he uploaded Irisa's evidence with it. This is Captain Han Jiwoo of Haven's Edge, he said into the recorder. We are a refugee colony under attack by mercenaries hired by Velnar official Thex. He is trying to kill us to hide his crimes. His corruption. His partnership with pirates who murder innocent people. But we are not dying quietly. We are fighting. We are broadcasting his crimes to the galaxy. Let everyone see what this coward does to silence the truth. He attached all of Irisa's evidence, recordings, documents, everything. Then he sent it everywhere. The response was immediate. Messages flooded in from news agencies, from Velnar officials, from human governments, from independent captains, and then ships started arriving. Not enemies, allies. Deho came with his repair ship and a dozen friends, armed and angry. You think I would let you fight alone? His message said. Velnar patrol ships arrived, the ones who had escorted them before. Commander Irisa's evidence has been verified, their captain announced. We are here to arrest the mercenaries and protect Haven's Edge. More ships kept coming. Private vessels, trading ships, even some military cruisers that happened to be nearby. The galaxy was watching now, and the galaxy was on their side. The mercenaries saw the new arrivals. They realized they were outnumbered, outgunned, and the whole galaxy knew what they were doing. They began surrendering, group by group, laying down weapons. The Velnar patrol took them into custody. Thex tried to escape on one of his ships. But Taman, the young officer whose sister Irisa had helped, was commanding one of the patrol ships. He blocked Thex's escape route. This is Lieutenant Taman. Official Thex, you are under arrest for conspiracy, murder, and crimes against the Velnar people. The battle was over. Haven's Edge had survived. Jiwoo sat down heavily. His shoulder throbbed. His body ached. But they had won. The colony was safe. Irisa appeared beside him. She was injured too. A cut across her forehead. Burns on her hands. But she was smiling. We did it, she said. We did it, he agreed. Then Lith came running. She had left the tunnels as soon as the all-clear was given. She threw herself at them both, crying and laughing at the same time. I was so scared. She sobbed. But I knew you would win. I knew it. Jiwoo held her with his good arm. Irisa wrapped around them both. They sat there together, a strange little family, battered but unbroken. Around them, the colony began to heal. Defenders helped the injured. Engineers repaired the damage. Families reunited. The children returned from the tunnels. Mirai approached them, tears running down her face. Thank you. Thank you both. 3 weeks after the battle, the Velnar High Council summoned Irisa to testify. She traveled to the Velnar homeworld with Jiwoo and Lith. Security was tight. The trial was broadcast across the galaxy. Thek sat in the defendant's chamber looking smaller than before. His arrogance was gone. The evidence was overwhelming. Recordings of him meeting with pirate leaders, financial transactions, orders to attack refugee ships, everything. Irisa testified for 2 days. She spoke clearly, calmly. She presented facts. She answered questions. She never wavered. Jiwoo sat in the audience holding Lith's hand. The little girl watched her mother with pride. "Mama is so brave," she whispered. "Yes, she is," Jiwoo agreed. On the 3rd day, the council reached their verdict. Guilty on all charges. Thex was sentenced to life imprisonment. His assets were seized. His political allies were investigated, but more importantly, the council announced reforms. New oversight for military operations, protection for whistleblowers, stricter punishment for corruption. Irisa's courage had changed the system. After the trial, the council honored Irisa publicly. They restored her rank, offered her a position in the reformed intelligence division. She politely declined. "I have a family now," she said. "They are my priority. But I will consult. I will advise. I will help however I can while staying with my family." The council understood. They respected her choice. That night, Jiwoo and Irisa walked through the beautiful gardens of the Velnar capital. Lith ran ahead, chasing small flying creatures that glowed in the twilight. She was happy, free, safe. "What do you think about staying here?" Irisa asked. "On my homeworld?" "The council offered us a house. Good schools for Lith, security." Jiwoo thought about it. "It is beautiful here, peaceful. But is it home?"
What do you mean?
Home is not just a place. It is where you are needed, where you belong. I think our home is Haven's Edge, with Mirai and Daiho and Bora, with the people we fought beside, the community we helped save." Irisa smiled. "I think so too. I just wanted to make sure you felt the same way." Always. They returned to Haven's Edge 2 days later. The colony had been repaired. Better than before, actually. Ships from multiple governments had sent supplies and assistance. Engineers had helped rebuild. The damaged sections were now stronger. Mirai greeted them at the dock. She hugged them tightly. "Welcome home." "It is good to be home," Irisa said. "We have a surprise for you. Come see." She led them to a new building near the colony center. It was larger than the other residences, beautiful, with gardens around it. "What is this?" Jiwoo asked. "This is your home. The colony built it together. To thank you. To give you a proper place for your family." Inside, the house was perfect. Spacious bedrooms, a kitchen with equipment from both human and Velnar cultures, a living area with large windows showing the stars, a study where Irisa could work, a workshop where Jiwoo could tinker with his projects, and a small room painted in bright colors, full of toys, books, art supplies. Lith's room, the little girl squealed with delight. She ran from room to room, exploring everything. "This is ours? Really ours?" "Really ours," Jiwoo confirmed. That evening, the colony held another celebration. This time it was not about survival. It was about joy, about new beginnings. Mirai stood up and called for attention. "We are gathered tonight to witness a bonding ceremony. Commander Irisa and Captain Jiwoo have decided to formalize their union, to make their family official before their community." The crowd cheered. Bora and Daiho stood as witnesses. Other friends gathered close. The ceremony was simple, beautiful. It blended human and Velnar traditions. Irisa and Jiwoo exchanged vows in both languages. They promised to stand together, to protect each other, to raise Lith with love. Lith stood between them, holding both their hands. She was part of the ceremony too. The Velnar tradition included the child in the bonding, because the family was all 3 of them, not just the 2 adults. "Do you accept Han Jiwoo as bondmate and father?" The elder conducting the ceremony asked Lith. "Yes. Yes, I do," Lith said happily. "Do you accept Commander Irisa as bondmate and partner?" The elder asked Jiwoo. "I do. With all my heart." "Do you accept Captain Han Jiwoo as bondmate and partner?" The elder asked Irisa. "I do. Forever." The elder placed their hands together, wrapped them in a ceremonial cloth. "Then before this community, before the stars, before all witnesses, I declare you bonded. A family unit. May you find strength in each other. May your love grow deeper with each passing year. May you always remember that family is not just biology. It is choice, and you have chosen each other. The colony erupted in cheers. Music started playing. People danced. Food was served. It was a real celebration, full of genuine joy. Jiwoo looked at his wife, his daughter, his family. A month ago he had been alone. Now he had everything. Arisa leaned close and whispered, "No regrets?" "Not one. You?" "Only that it took me so long to admit I loved you. We had time to figure it out. Not much time. We moved fast. Sometimes fast is right. When you know, you know." Lith tugged on their clothes. "Stop being mushy. It is time to dance." She pulled them onto the dance floor. They danced together, all three of them, awkward and laughing and perfect. Later that night, after Lith was asleep in her new room, Jiwoo and Arisa sat on their balcony. Stars filled the sky, peaceful, infinite. "I got a message today," Arisa said, "from Lieutenant Hana, Taemin's sister. She was released from prison. The charges were dropped. She wants to thank us in person." "That is good. We should invite her to visit." "I did. She is coming next week. She wants to work with us, help build Haven's Edge into something bigger, a real sanctuary network across the galaxy." "That is ambitious. You taught me that humans do not think small. You take big problems and find creative solutions. I want to do the same. Use what I learned, what we learned together, help more people." Jiwoo took her hand. "Then we will do it together. The three of us. Building something good." "The three of us," Arisa agreed. "Our family." The next few months were busy. The colony grew. More refugees arrived. Word spread about Haven's Edge, about the place that had stood against corruption, that had won against impossible odds. Jiwoo and Arisa worked together to expand the colony's capabilities. He used his engineering skills to improve systems. She used her tactical mind to strengthen defenses. They made a good team. Lith thrived. She went to school with children from 20 different species. She learned multiple languages. She made friends easily. Her teachers said she was bright, curious, kind. She wanted to be a diplomat when she grew up, she announced. Like Mirai, helping people understand each other. Daeho moved his repair business to Haven's Edge permanently. "Too much opportunity here," he explained. "And I want to be close to family." He and Mirai grew close. Jiwoo teased him about it. Daeho just smiled and said nothing. But everyone could see they cared for each other. Bora became the unofficial grandmother to all the colony's children. She told stories, taught traditions, made sure everyone remembered where they came from. 6 months after the bonding, Arisa came home with news. Jiwoo was working in his workshop, tinkering with a new sensor design. She sat down beside him, looking nervous and excited. "I have something to tell you," she said. "What is it?" "I am pregnant." Jiwoo dropped his tools. "Pregnant? But we are different species. How is that possible?" "Velnar and humans are more compatible than we thought. It is rare, but possible. The medical scans confirm it. We are going to have a baby." Jiwoo felt overwhelming joy, then worry. "Is it safe for you?" "For the baby?" "The doctors say yes. They will monitor closely, but there are no major risks." He pulled her close, held her tight. "A baby. Our baby. Are you happy?" "I am terrified and thrilled and amazed all at once." "Yes, I am happy," they told Lith that evening. She reacted exactly as expected. She jumped up and down. She screamed with excitement. "A baby brother or sister? I am going to be the best big sister ever." The colony celebrated again. Every excuse to celebrate, they took it. Life was about joy, Mirai often said. About finding happiness in small moments. The baby was born 7 months later. A healthy boy. He had Jiwoo's dark hair and eyes, but his skin had a faint blue tint. A beautiful blend of both parents. They named him Jiho. In Korean, it meant wisdom and goodness. Lith refused to leave her brother's side. She wanted to hold him constantly, feed him, sing to him. She was indeed the best big sister. Arisa recovered quickly from the birth. Velnar healed faster than humans. Within days, she was back to work. Managing, planning, building. Jiwoo adapted to fatherhood with surprising ease. He had worried he would not know what to do, but instinct took over. Love guided him. He was a good father, patient, present, protective. 1 year after the battle, Haven's Edge was unrecognizable. The population had tripled. New buildings filled the hollow asteroid. Gardens produced enough food for everyone. The school educated over 200 children. Medical facilities rivaled those on official stations. And the sanctuary network Arisa had envisioned was growing. 5 other colonies existed now, hidden, protected, connected. Refugees across the galaxy had safe places to go. The network coordinated with reformed governments. They exposed corruption when found. They protected the vulnerable. Arisa ran the network's intelligence division. Jiwoo managed the engineering and defense aspects. Together they were formidable,